Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to give you all the tips and tricks that I learned when writing my Cambridge International exams. I'm so excited that I've even hung up the notice to candidate posters in my bedroom. This video will be divided into a few different sections. The first will be knowing what Cambridge wants and how to find that out. The second will be the recommended tools for learning. And the third will be cognitive science and putting that all together in a practical way so that you can use it for your revision and studying. The number one secret to doing well in Cambridge exams is doing loads and loads of past papers. I'm not talking about a couple of days before your exams. I'm talking about from the day you decide to write these exams, you need to be doing paper after paper after paper in every subject you plan on writing. There is no other way. I only realized how important past papers were after my first lesson with a Cambridge maths tutor. I asked her what maths textbook she recommended. She laughed and told me, well, I don't actually use any of the textbooks. They're in my garage. I just work through past papers with my students. It's the only way. Doing past papers will allow you to spot patterns. For example, if you do IGCSE biology, there will be an iguana making a cameo appearance somewhere. The syllabus should serve as a roadmap to revision. Read the syllabus when you start revising and you review it regularly to make sure that you're on track. There can be changes to the syllabus that may not be reflected in the past papers you have access to. Examiners' reports can be worth their weight in gold, particularly in English. The examiners will literally tell you what they're looking for. So go through the examiners' reports if you can find them. These can be found on the Cambridge website and will usually be from a recent exam session. Only pick tutors who are familiar with the Cambridge curriculum. I learned this the hard way when I wrote many of these exams and I didn't do well. I had two good tutors and friends helping me in computer science, English and maths, but they didn't know the Cambridge curriculum. So out of desperation, I went and looked for Cambridge tutors and it really paid off in the long run. They saved me a lot of time and energy, helping me focus on the key areas that I needed to when writing my exams. So even if it does cost you a bit more, it will be worth the money. The best tutors are often found via word of mouth. This obviously poses a challenge if you're writing as a private candidate and don't attend a Cambridge school. So what I would recommend and how I found my tutors is just by looking on the web, using Facebook or Google. The good thing is once you found one good tutor, they can usually refer you to other good Cambridge tutors for your other subjects. I found my tutors via a Wix website, which my sister's cat seemed to like. Today there are tons of good apps and resources to help you study. Here are the ones that I like. If you're looking for a kick-ass flashcard application, then look no further than Anki, which is free and open source. Apparently Anki is very popular with pre-med students in the US. I use Anki to learn vocabulary for my Afrikaans exam, so I know what papegaai and ontwikkeling means. The great thing with Anki is it runs on desktops and mobile devices, so I would use it while waiting to pay for my groceries or wherever I was. And it synchronizes which cards you've gone through. One of my greatest discoveries of 2019 was a website called Seneca. It is the most amazing revision website I have ever seen. I absolutely love it. It's an interactive learning platform that incorporates cognitive science to help you learn and remember better. It will bring up topics just at the point where you're forgetting the material. They have many free courses which are great. I paid for the premium package to get access to the premium courses they have, such as hyper flashcards and their smart learning algorithm. My biggest gripe with Seneca was not having an A-level computer science course, although they seem to have released one a couple of days before my exam. They do have a number of Cambridge IGCSE courses, so if they are watching, please, I'm begging you to make more of them. If you struggle with maths, then I suggest you look at Bluetick. It's an online learning platform powered by artificial intelligence. I really wish Bluetick was around when I was younger. What I like about it is it goes through the problem step by step and gives you hints and help if you get stuck. The course is designed around the GCSE maths in the UK, but it covers, to me, almost everything that you would do in IGCSE maths. GCSE pods are bite-sized videos which cover the GCSE curriculum. They do make videos for the Cambridge courses. Many of the schools in the UK have licenses for GCSE pods for their students. I paid for an individual subscription. I like the IGSCE science videos, especially biology. These videos even helped me with my A-level computer science course, so I must say that I'm a fan. Tassami also looks great, but I haven't used it because I only discovered it after paying for Seneca and I wasn't prepared to pay for another subscription. If you're writing computer science, especially at AS or A level, then I would highly recommend the Python course on Codecademy. My tutor told me that if I want to do well in computer science, I should work through the Python course, and I would recommend you do the same. Getting the best marks for your exams also entails using effective revision methods. The principles that I'm going to outline are based on solid scientific research and honestly were not ideas that I initially accepted at first. Perhaps one of the greatest myths can be summed up by a quote from Albert Einstein. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Unfortunately for Einstein, 30 years of scientific study has found that not to be the case. Factual knowledge must precede skills. Our brains are not good at thinking and will actually avoid doing it. Instead, our brains opt for memory retrieval. You cannot think well without facts. If you disagree, I would ask, would you allow someone to operate on you if they had no knowledge or training in medicine? In Western societies, there is a myth that you are born intelligent. Scientific data has again shown that intelligence is malleable. You can become smarter. You can become better at maths, languages, and science with regular effort. Most of us will not be Olympic athletes, but that does not mean we can't run a race nor compete in sports. Academics is the same. Struggle and setbacks are a sign of effort that will lead to success in the long run. I anticipate some strong reactions to this one. There is no consistent scientific evidence supporting the use of learning styles. When it comes to learning, we're more alike than we are different. Science cannot find evidence of different types of learners. You may have preferences when it comes to learning methods, but that is not evidence of innate learning style. If there is one revision method that needs to die, it is highlighting your textbook and making long, overly detailed notes. At best, they are ineffective, and at worst, they are counterproductive. The reason is they give you a false sense of mastery. You think you know the material better than you actually do, something which you usually only find out in the exam. You will only get the benefit of reading your textbooks just once or twice. Focus instead on trying to actively recall the information and testing yourself. If you must make notes, make sure that they are short and brief. Just focus on the key words and ideas from the material. Writing highly detailed notes is a waste of time. When learning, it is better to space out your practice or revision rather than trying to do everything in one go. You are far better off studying in short bursts over a couple of months rather than trying to cram the night before the exam. Now I want to tie all of this information together in a practical way that I hope you will find useful. First, read the syllabus for all your subjects to get a sense of what you're being tested on. Make a revision timetable and allocate a block of time to each subject and break it up. For example, do 30 minutes of maths, then 30 minutes of English, and so on. Don't try to do marathon study sessions. Instead, spread out your practice. Download Pastpapers as soon as possible because these websites often get overwhelmed before the exams. There are a number of websites such as Papa Cambridge, Pastpapers.co, and Extreme Papers. Just be careful with some of these websites because they can try to mine bitcoins on your computer. Go to a printing shop rather than printing at home, especially if you have an inkjet printer. Pick the papers you want to write for the week. Then I would split up the papers and do a few pages each day for each subject. Treat the first couple of papers as an open book exam. The main thing is to get comfortable with writing past papers. For IGCSE Science, make flashcards based on the syllabus and multiple choice past paper questions. For physics, you need to know the formulas, so make sure to memorize them. Watch videos of all the practical experiments that you need to know, especially the food tests for biology. Computer science has pre-release material that you would be expected to do. If you are a private candidate, and are writing AS or A-level computer science, then I would focus more on the past papers and Codecademy, because I find they don't ask any questions based on the pre-release material in the exams. IGCSE level computer science is a different story. They do ask about the material. There's a very good YouTube playlist by Craig and Dave for OCR A-level computer science, which covers many of the topics you need to know. There are assembly language simulators that you should practice with. Also know SQL and third normal form, because they always ask for it at AS and A level. For maths, just do loads of past papers. On YouTube, Dixon from DMath Academy solves past papers. You can watch the maths prof as well. As with physics, know the formulas. You can use mnemonic devices. For example, for trig, I use cackle and how for the cos formula. 9093 is a lot more difficult than it looks. There are formulas and frameworks that you need to know, such as genre, register, and style, and the style of writing. Seneca has a good course which covers the theorists you need to know. Also, never use the word word. Instead, use the adjective or noun when writing your commentary. For the additional language subjects such as Afrikaans or German, you need to have knowledge of the vocabulary. So make flashcards or make use of some app. You will be given questions where you need to change the word order and sentence structure. So know the rules for the given language and practice those questions. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful to you. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. So bye-bye.